Okay, so how do you feel about monogamy? Do you think monogamy is natural?
I think monogamy is natural, but I also don't like the idea of being with one person for the rest of your life.
So you think it's natural, but you just don't like it?
No, I think it's not, like when you're with someone, I think you should be just with them. I feel like being with another person while you're also seeing someone, like when you're being with multiple people at the same time, is just too difficult or too complicated.
So
to,
no to open relationships.
I personally don't think like they end up working out, and which is why I feel like it's not more normalized in today's society. Like it's getting there, but I don't think it's ever gonna get to a point where like open relationships and like monogamous relationships are at the same point, like same level. But like I also don't think that like you should be with one person for the rest of your life.
So you don't think it's natural, but you're saying because of society you should still do it when you're in a relationship.
Yeah, like you think it's either single or if you're in a relationship, it's monogamous.
Right, that's what I think.
Okay.
But like the idea of monogamy isn't just to like, okay, like monogamy to me is more like, okay, when you're seeing one person, you're just seeing that one person.
When you're exclusive.
When you're exclusive,
Yeah.
right? But that doesn't also mean that you should see that person for the rest of your life.
So do you expect to be married one day?
So you think monogamy, but not long term? You think that you should have like multiple short term monogamous relationships?
Kind of like that. Kind of like I feel like
Like
that's
different life partners.
What
You
do you
have
do?
multiple life partners. Is that what you're saying? Like
not
let's
multiple
say,
life partners. I
Let's
feel
say
like
you had someone in your 30s. Do you think like you'd want to have someone else in your 40s, for example, or your 50s?
I fully think so, because I feel like okay, like, and this is just from like a personal experience and like from what I've seen around people. I feel like a lot of people aren't ready to admit that love eventually ends up fading for one person. And I feel like a lot of people still choose to be in love, and the idea of choosing to be in love with someone doesn't sit right with me. Love is an absolute and infinite truth for me. Like, if I have to choose to be in love with you, then I'm not in love with you. Then I don't want to be with you. A lot of married people, like, just from like around me, have said that, oh, like the secret to my long-lasting marriage is choosing to love him for every morning. I was like, no, I don't want to choose to love you. I want to wake up and know that I'm in love with you.
Yeah.
If I have to wake up in the morning, it's like,
Okay.
Remind yourself.
remind myself that
like, you need to love this person.
yeah, and like I fully believe that a lot of people find their soulmates, but like honestly, if you're telling me you found your soulmate in Toronto, Ontario, like I don't believe that. I honestly don't believe. There's like billions of people out there. You think like you're telling me you found your soulmate in Toronto,
So
Ontario?
when you find someone that you're gonna marry,
Yeah.
do you think it's gonna be natural to be monogamous to them for the rest of your life?
If my feelings for them never like fade
Never
away,
faded?
never fade away,
It's
and
like a
that's
complicated answer because to me it's a yes or no question. Is monogamy natural?
I don't think. Okay, then I don't think monogamy is natural because I
Okay.
don't think. But like when I think of monogamy, I think while you're with someone, are you seeing other people or not? Are you sleeping with other people or not? That's not natural to me.
So you believe
Oh.
short-term monogamy?
Short-term monogamy, for sure.
Okay, I never heard
But
that
that's just
term
like
before.
that's just dating then. Well, technically.
To me, I
You're
don't
just
think
dating for
monogamy is
life.
natural, but to me, society has created it. So like, it's also like your stuff.
For the
Yeah.
family. I actually believe that too. Like I don't think it's natural. I think the people who never get divorced are people who are just very mentally strong and are committed. Yeah, I do think it's
Like, do you know how
a.
many people are together and have cheated?
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. I think
surprised.
naturally
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
not. I
Yeah.
don't think it's natural to be monogamous. I think it's a choice, and only some people can really like
Push through.
can push through it because you're gonna have challenges. There's gonna be attractive people. Maybe there's a year where you guys aren't really on the best terms, but the next year you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're with someone long term, like there's gonna be ups and downs. And I feel like people who stay together are the ones who are like just really committed and were like, I want this to work. People who end up divorced are like you know what? I don't really want to work through this. Like fuck it.
Yeah, I know. What you're
And I
saying.
feel like, okay, see, like I see that when you say like I don't want to work through this, like it kind of to me seems like you're not like saying that like you're saying that they were wrong to do that. I feel like it's not weak to not want to be in something difficult. I don't. A lot of people who go through divorce are seen as like, oh, like she didn't have like, or they didn't have the strength to like go like out
I
like
don't think
lesser
it's
for
weak.
it.
I feel like it's just like it really depends on the situation because like if they're in a situation where they don't see that there's ever going to be a solution, then divorce is what's going to happen, right? But I feel like it really just depends on the couple. Like for some people, for example, I don't know, like for people, let's say in arranged marriages, they know that they have to be together. They literally cannot divorce. They're gonna have a different mindset when conflict comes than people who know that they have the option to divorce. You know what I mean? So both people are not weak. It's just like the mindset going into it.
I agree, because that is why statistically arranged marriages do better.
Yeah, but like
they know they can't divorce.
How many arranged marriages are like involve people when they're both unhappy? Like there's no statistic on that, but I would say like 90% of arranged marriages are like people with they're not happy
and
they
just
chose to like
I know what you're saying.
I think monogamy.
It's a whole different subject.
Yeah.
I think monogamy was a way to like control people. I think that's like a way society like enforced some rules on us. I don't think that's how.
I think it's for kids. Honestly, I feel like a kid needs two stable parents.
Yeah.
So I feel like when nuclear families became a thing, I think that's when like you have the nuclear family. You have the mom, the dad, and one or two kids, and everything's like it just works better for raising kids. I think that's why we decided. Well, that's why monogamy became so popular. I feel like in human society, I feel like just because people started living longer and people had to raise kids longer and like all that, people started becoming independent later in life. I feel like back in the day, not back in the day, I'm talking about like civilizations ago, kids became more independent earlier, so it wasn't as important to have a mom and dad at home with you because kids were working. You know what I mean? And kids were getting married at 12 years old and like all this stuff. Like you weren't with your parents for as long. So I feel like that's when people probably had multiple partners, like people had multiple wives and husbands and all that. But now people stay with their parents until like 25 sometimes. You know what I mean? So if you look at it like that, it's monogamy makes sense.
Right. It brings structure. Like that's what I think. But like I don't think it's natural. It shouldn't be enforced on you. I don't think that's like the way you should go about like finding like who's right for you and who's not right for you.
Yeah.